Welcome to Lesson 11. In Lesson 11 we'll discuss the issues that are involved with making salads on Shabbos. Some salads, it's recommended, should be made before Shabbos. Some salads can be made on Shabbos, even not right before the meal. And some salads, because of the way you're preparing them, should be made only samach l'suda, as we discussed in the last video, immediately before the meal. What are the issues that are involved with preparing your vegetable salads? If you have labels on your peppers or on your tomatoes, to remove them on Shabbos, like this, something you can't do. So what do you do if you have a label on it? What you should do is either remove it before Shabbos. The practice would be when you go shopping, take the labels off right when you come home, so that you won't have this issue on Shabbos. If on Shabbos you see that there's a label there, use a knife and cut off some of the fruit together with the label, so you're not taking off just the label, some of the fruit with it. You'll be sacrificing a little bit of your fruit, but that will be fine. Another issue would be peeling a tomato, peeling a cucumber, peeling an egg, peeling an onion. As we discussed in a previous lesson, peeling things should be done only right before the meal. Whether or not you're allowed to use a peeler to peel a cucumber is a controversy. Moshe Feinstein, Zechron Levrach, was of the opinion that you're allowed to use a peeler, just considered like a knife, just like you're allowed to peel with a knife before the meal. You're allowed to peel with a peeler. Many people disagree and say that you should only remove the peel with a knife, as we'll see later in the video. Under no circumstances should you shred vegetables with a grater. A grater is an implement that's used for breaking larger pieces into smaller pieces. The prohibition of tochin, of grinding on Shabbos, would apply. This should not be used on Shabbos, and a matter of fact, it shouldn't be handled on Shabbos. It should be considered muktzah. If you're adding fresh lemon to your salad dressing, the lemon should be added to the salad itself. The liquid could be added to the salad. The lemon juice can be squeezed onto the salad itself. Don't prepare the salad dressing, oil, vinegar, and squeeze the lemon into there, and then add it to the salad. The lemon should be squeezed directly into the salad. The other issue, which we discussed in the previous lesson, was cutting, whether it's peppers, tomatoes, onions, and dicing them into small pieces. Dicing is something they shouldn't do. If you must do it for a person who can't chew, an elderly person, perhaps you could do it samach l'suda right before the meal. But otherwise, it's recommended that if you're dicing vegetables, it should be done before Shabbos. So, for example, this is a commercially made Israeli salad. Israeli salad, by definition, is diced vegetables into small pieces. I would recommend you do not make an Israeli salad on Shabbos. If you want to serve an Israeli salad on Shabbos, dice the vegetables before Shabbos. If you're concerned that you don't want it sitting in the dressing so long, dice the vegetables before Shabbos. Make your salad dressing on Shabbos and add it on Shabbos. But to dice the vegetables on Shabbos is something that's recommended not to do. What salad can you make on Shabbos? So we're going to make a tomato salad with 2 ingredients, 2 vegetables. We use a tomato. We're not going to dice it, but we're going to make it into chunks. Chunks don't have to be made samach l'suda. The onion, even though we said before that taking the outer layer off of something, the peel is something that has to be done before the suda. But with the onion, we're going to take off some of the onion together with it also, not just removing the outer layer, as we'll see. Therefore, that will be okay on Shabbos to do. So we have our onion. The onion is basically edible, so you're allowed to wash it off if you want, if you would eat it that way, without washing it. I'm going to cut the tomato. I'm going to remove this part so don't just take off the stem, but take off some of the vegetable with it also. going to cut the tomato into larger pieces, not dicing it, we're making it to chunks. Now, instead of dicing the onion, we could make onion rounds. Again, not just removing the outer skin, but cutting off some of the onion with it. Make a slit. Take off not just the skin, but the first layer of the onion. Either throw the left directly. Well, these are still edible, so you could put these direct. You pick these up. Now, instead of dicing this, I'm going to cut it into rounds. The dressing we'll put on it. You could put on whatever dressing you like. Get a little bit of oil. Maybe that's a little too much. A little bit of vinegar. Some salt. Mix it up. This could be made even 2 hours before you plan on serving it on Shabbos. You can make it in the morning before you go to shul, or you might not want the tomatoes sitting in the dressing for such a long time. You make it after your lunch meal before your Shabbos. This does not have to be made samach l'suda. Now we're going to make a salad that should be made samach l'suda before the time, right before the time that you're going to eat it, because we are going to peel an egg. We're going to peel a cucumber. We said peeling eggs, nuts, fruits, we said in the previous lesson, should be done right before the time you're going to eat it. We are going to show how to separate the pepper from its seeds on the inside, the proper way. We'll add lemon to the salad, etc. Let us get started. We are going to take our tomato. Since we're making this samach l'suda, we don't have to make the pieces as large as we did in the first segment. It shouldn't be diced too small, but a little bit larger than you would normally cut them. Now, for our peppers. The peppers have, now this one, I took the label off before, so it's Shabbos without a label on it. I'm going to cut the pepper in half. Now we have seeds in here that we want to remove. We have the stem that we want to remove. We don't want to just remove the stem. We remove the stem with some of the fruit. This part we could put directly into the garbage. Now, you notice there are seeds here that are left. So the ones that are stuck to the pepper, we're going to leave there, because to separate the bad from the good is something we can't do. So those we'll get into the salad. We're going to cut the pepper. We don't want that white part in the pepper. So we're going to cut the part that we want. To take the good from the bad is okay. This is the part that we want. We want this. Now, this part we won't use. This part we're going to cut. Put that into the salad bowl. Now we'll do the same thing with the red pepper, but oh no, I forgot to remove the label from the red pepper before Shabbos. So we're not just going to peel the label off. I'm going to cut some of the vegetable, some of the pepper with the label, throw it in the garbage. Then we'll do the same thing with the pepper. We're going to cut some of the food away together with it. Not just the tomas. You have some of it that's little rotten. Cut that part off with some of the food. Let's get the part that we're going to be able to use, the part that's edible. Cut it. Now we have the cucumbers. We mentioned at the beginning, there's a machlokas, there's a controversy as to whether or not you could use a peeler on Shabbos. Consult with your rabbi whether you should or should not. Rav Moshe Feinstein was of the opinion that you may. Many people disagree. So first, if you're using a peeler, so definitely this must be done right before the meal, as we said. So we're peeling the cucumber. Now on the cutting board, we have shells, the peel of the cucumber, the seeds of the pepper that aren't edible. To pick them up would be handling something that's muktzah. So as we did in the previous lesson, we're going to use a knife to scrape them off the cutting board into the garbage. If you're going to use a knife to peel your cucumber, if your rabbi says you shouldn't peel the cucumber with a peeler, so use your knife. It's not as effective. You're going to lose some of the, you'll use some of the meat of the cucumber, but if that's what your rabbi says to do, that's what you should do. And you see how it's done. We're going to cut the cucumber into pieces. Add the cucumber to the salad. And again, instead of picking up the peel, we're going to put them into the garbage. You want to add an avocado to it. Avocado must be added right before the meal. Cut the avocado. Slice it. Take the pin. Ba-dum. You want to add an egg. Peeling the egg right before the meal. Samach l'suda. Either peel it on the cutting board, or easier, just peel it right over the garbage pail. If you have an egg slicer, you could use an egg slicer. Egg slicer is just like a knife, or cut your egg into whatever size pieces you'd like it to be cut into. Add the egg. Okay, now, want to add some chickpeas. As I said in a previous lesson, opening a can of chickpeas on Shabbos, controversy whether you may or may not. Rabbi Feinstein was of the opinion you should not. Others disagree and say that you may. Ask your rabbi what you should do. Do not open the can on Shabbos. Put some of the chickpeas in. Now we want to make a salad dressing. So we're going to add some pepper to the salad dressing, and don't grind pepper on Shabbos. Use pre-ground. I'm going to use garlic powder rather than use a garlic press. Using a garlic press is, as we said before, can't chop things into small pieces on Shabbos. Tochen, same thing as taking a kernel of wheat and grinding it into smaller pieces. So I'm not going to use a garlic press. As a matter of fact, the garlic press is muktzah, should not be handled on Shabbos. So we're going to add some garlic powder to the dressing, some salt, some oil. Now, I really would like some lemon juice in the salad dressing. So if I was using lemon juice from a jar, I would add the lemon juice to it. but I want to use a fresh lemon. Using a fresh lemon, to squeeze the lemon juice out of a fresh lemon should be done only onto a food. Can't be done into a liquid. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add the salad dressing that was made until now to the salad. And then squeeze the lemon. Now when you squeeze a lemon onto a salad, that's okay. You might have one of the pits get onto it, fall in. Nothing you can do about that. If you have any of the pits fall in, if you remove them, don't remove them just with the pit, move them together with some of the salad. Mix it up together. And here we have our salad that was made in a halakhically permissible way. Enjoy.